Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot at what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Manesh. Happy first of the month. On the first day of each month, we review the book of the month. In order to be considered for book of the month, a book has to meet a very simple criteria. It has to be impactful enough that it either can change your life or your perspective on the world. Of course, whether it does or not is entirely up to you. If you consume it as a piece of entertainment, you're missing the point. But if you internalize it, make it part of yourself, it has the opportunity to truly change your life. Our book this month is definitely worthy of Book of the Month. It's a book called Essentialism by McKeown. McKeown's a speaker, best-selling author, and host of a popular podcast. He's been featured in the New York Times and Fast Company, Fortune magazine, Politico, and Inc. magazine. He's among the most popular bloggers for LinkedIn, and he's been interviewed on National Public Radio, NBC, Fox News, on Steve Harvey, and on and on. He's a young global leader for the World Economic Forum. Originally born in London in the UK, he now lives in California with his wife Anna and 4 children. Essentialism is not about how to get more things done. It's about how to get the right things done. It doesn't mean just doing less for the sake of doing less either. It's about making the wisest possible investment of your time and energy in order to operate at our highest point of contribution, by doing only what's essential. The way of the Essentialist means living by design, not by default. Instead of making choices reactively, the Essentialist deliberately distinguishes the vital few from the trivial many. They eliminate non-essentials and remove obstacles so that the essential things have a clear, smooth path. In other words, Essentialism is a discipline. It's a systematic approach for determining our highest point of contribution and making execution of those things almost effortless. Today, technology has lowered the barrier for others to share their opinion about what we should be focusing on. It's not just information overload, it's opinion overload. And that's just been multiplied by social media. But when we try to do it all and have it all, we find ourselves making trade-offs at the margins that would never make sense as an intentional strategy. When we don't purposefully and deliberately choose what to focus on, where to focus our energies, our time, then other people, our bosses, our colleagues, our clients, even our families, will choose for us. And before long, we've lost sight of everything that's meaningful and important. What if the whole world shifted from the undisciplined pursuit of more to the disciplined pursuit of less, only better? What if we stopped celebrating being busy as a measurement of importance? What if instead we celebrated how much time we had spent listening, pondering, meditating, and enjoying time with the most important people in our lives? Essentialism is not a way to do one more thing. It's a different way of doing everything. It's a different way of thinking. When we forget our ability to choose, we learn to be helpless. Drip by drip, we allow our power to be taken away until we end up becoming a function of other people's choices, or even a function of our own past choices. The setbacks only strengthen our resolve to work harder and longer. Do we sometimes respond to every challenge with, yes, I can take this on as well? After all, we've been taught from a young age that hard work is the key to producing results, and many of us have been amply rewarded for our productivity and our ability to muscle through every task, every challenge that the world throws at us. Yet for capable people who are already working hard, there's limits to the value of hard work. Is there a point at which doing more actually produces less? Essentialists see trade-offs as an inherent part of life, not an inherently negative part of life. Instead of asking, what do I have to give up, they ask, what do I want to go big on? The cumulative impact of this small change in thinking can be pretty profound. The book Essentialism goes beyond preaching about the benefits of thinking deeply about what's important. The author creates a discipline and a series of daily habits that act as an antidote to the gravitational pull of trying to do too much. As you evaluate an option, think about the single most important criteria for that decision, and then give it a score between 0 and 100. And if you rate it any lower than 90%, then automatically change that rating to 0 and simply reject it out of hand. This way, you'll avoid getting caught in the trap of indecision, or worse, getting stuck with a score that's in the 60s or the 70s. This idea is similar to what I've heard Tony Robbins say from stage. When something in your life isn't working, raise your standards. As I read the book, I've been reflecting on decisions we've made recently in our business. I'm looking at those decisions through the lens of essentialism. We've declined several business opportunities in recent months, and each time we've said no, we cancel a potential project. It feels liberating. It feels right. So if you wake up certain days feeling overwhelmed, Essentialism might be just the book for you to read. go out and get a copy of Essentialism by McKeown. As you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.